Hello, everyone. I will be talking about one of the most famous, if not the most famous, technocultural anxiety movie that asks the question, are we trapped in a virtual reality? This movie is The Matrix, which was released in 1999 and was directed by Lily and Lana Wachowski. The film follows a computer software developer and hacker named Thomas Anderson, also known as Neo, as he learns that the world he lives in is a digital illusion called the Matrix, which was created by machines. He learns that this simulation was created in order to use humanity as a renewable source of energy. As a result, Neo joins the human resistance led by Morpheus in the real world against these machines and the Matrix in order to free humanity. This science fiction film prides itself on being an action film that provokes in-depth and deep thoughts in the viewer. It's a film that hits on various themes that provokes the viewer to think about the world around them. For example, it hits upon themes of realities and perception. It makes the audience question and ponder whether they can actually rely on their senses, as they can mislead them and alter the reality that they perceive to be true. We see this throughout the beginning of the film in various cut shots where it is believed Neo has awakened from a dream. It is these low yet weird camera angles that fool the audience to believe a previous couple of seconds of the film weren't part of the plot of the film, when in reality it was. The film purposely does this to the viewer to convey its theme about reality and perception. Even though the audience saw the previous shots to be in sequence, they were fooled into thinking that it was a dream by a simple jump cut. In other words, even though the audience used their sense of sight to see what is happening in the film, they were misled about it. It is this that ultimately allows the audience to feel that sense of reliability in their senses. It is these themes about questioning what is reality and how we as humans perceive what reality truly is that is present throughout the movie. This overall idea of speculative realism. Another theme that is prominent and present throughout the whole film is fate versus free will. The idea that we as humans already have a pre-constructed and determined purpose versus the idea that we as humans can decide our own path, change our destiny, and make mistakes. This is especially prominent in the scene where Morpheus asks Neo to choose between the red and blue pill. The film purposely depicts this by framing these two props, the blue and red pill, to symbolize two perspectives that we as humans take on life. By framing the visual shot of Morpheus's glasses, it allows the viewer to also experience this choice. The blue and red pills themselves are also interesting choices as these objects are brightly colored and saturated in another dark and gloomy background. This is almost done with the intent to allow the viewer to almost feel as if they are making the choice along with Neo. The colors themselves also further reinforce this theme, as fate is more about not caring about what path lies ahead but willing to accept it. The simplicity aspect of it, which is implied via the blue color, while on the other hand, the red color depicts the hardships and breakages that must occur to obtain that free will. So, the film purposely uses these two colors because it expects the viewer to easily relate these two colors to those meanings. It is this which ultimately begins to evoke feelings in the audience, to question which acceptance of life they are in or are currently taking. Overall, it is this philosophical themes that make this film so engaging and memorable. The film is also impactful due to its interesting visual style and jaw-dropping special effects. The film expertly creates two different worlds through its sets. The visual style of making the real world gritty and dark is done to create a world where life has been drained and society is scarce. So, by limiting the amount of color that is shown in the real world, the audience feels this. While in The Matrix, the world is always filmed with a bright layer of non-fully saturated color. It is this effect that ultimately allows the audience to believe that the world is fake. There is a sense of fakeness that the viewer ensues that comes as a result of the lack of color. Notice how even there are some extras in the background with similar features to emulate that false sense of reality, a sort of glitch in the matrix. Lastly, the special effects are very noteworthy throughout multiple points in the film. The film uses a combination of practical and CGI special effects. The CGI effects are, the majority of the time, purposely used during the scene where there are glitches in the Matrix. This is shown in the scene where Neo slowly dodges the bullets. The bullets produce dramatic ripples as the camera pans over in a very slow succession, creating that almost surreal scene that embodies what it's truly like to be in the false world that is the Matrix. Overall, the film draws clear inspiration from cyberpunk films while also provoking the viewer to have some philosophical questions. It is a film that has fun to think about concepts that feed into that technocultural anxiety, and after watching it provokes the viewer to ask themselves if they themselves are living in a simulation. Thank you for listening to my presentation.